got charged with first-degree murder, that it was planned. But do you think OJ would plan a murder? Because him going to Chicago, that was booked for months. That was people. The narrative is he committed the murders, booked a flight, flew to Chicago. Was like, I'm in Chicago. I didn't do it. That's not the truth. Truth is that was booked months prior from Hertz. He worked with Hertz, so that was planned the whole time. So do we really think OJ was going to commit the murder then and be like, all right, I'm going to commit a murder an hour before my flight? There's the limo there. His bags are packed. I don't know.
Yeah, I agree with you. Did he do it? Was it was this pre-planned for him? And
I don't think it feels like that's an act of passion.
I feel like,
and especially, but what was he doing with gloves?
Well, this is what opinion was. He goes there. He doesn't expect this. Talk about wrong place, wrong time.
Yes,
show he did. Ron Goldman comes from the Mezzaluna to drop off glasses. Just by timing,
because he was a waiter at the restaurant they were eating at during the recital.
Had they been romantically involved?
No. So he's pissed already because he wasn't invited as a family member to the dance recital. So already he's probably fuming, like, oh, show her. Maybe he's gonna go there with Matt to slash her tires. Everybody's got theories. He goes there, and then possibly that she sees this guy coming over. Maybe that this guy, Ron Goldman, assumes like, oh, he's having. Maybe they're dating. He's going to have sex with her. I don't know, and he might have seen. There's so many different ways it could have happened.
Now what's interesting though is that there's the stab wounds, like the knife marks. They can't figure out. They think 2 knives were used. They've never found the knife. So there's been no forensics that can show you, was it a machete? Was it a switchblade? They don't know.
But Brendan,
it's 2 different cuts.
I saw this on one of the documentaries that his agent Mike Gilbert had said. OJ said to him, if she hadn't have come to the door with a knife, she'd still be alive. Yeah. Is there any truth to that?
Well, it's
we can't verify it.
Yeah, you
OJ's
can't verify
dead.
it. I'll tell you what's really interesting is that on this podcast I do, we had a guy named Skip Junis on, and this is the most amazing thing. Skip Junis' wife handles American Airlines, all celebrities. She'd walk in celebrities. Back in '94, the cameras were around. So if you're a celebrity and you don't want to be people coming up for autographs, she would take you there. He's there to pick up his wife. She's done it for 20 years. He's got a Miata parked behind the limo. And he obviously recognizes that out of the limo, it's O.J. Simpson. Oh, it's O.J. that. And he notices, without thinking, it's no biggie, he had this duffel bag, which I'll get into later, that I said he wouldn't let me touch to pack in his car. But anyways, he sees him go into this duffel bag and go into a garbage can, all the way into a garbage can to here in his arm, just dropping something.
That's strange.
Who throws out something, first of all? He's done our show. He's totally legit. The detectives loved him. Marshall Clark did not use him. So
they made their mistakes.
I'm positive that he saw him put the
and Brian, this is interesting. So before the murders, Kato went to McDonald's with OJ to get something to eat.
So you knew OJ well.
Hey man,
I did. I lived on his property. I mean, I knew him, but I never. Look at. I was my tax bracket's donuts. He's Danish.
No one knew him well, probably.
Yeah, right? he was a kind, charismatic. He had charming, but it wasn't where he said, "Kato, hey, what are we doing this weekend?"
Yeah,
never. Nothing.
But you went to McDonald's with him.
Well,
he invited himself.
Yeah, I did the thing. I used to run. Like if I had a 10-mile run, that's a low day for me. I did at least 15, and I played basketball that day. I was insane. So he came to my door and just said, "Hey, can you break a $100 bill?" I said, "No, I can't. I have 2 20s." And he said, I said, "God, I'm starving. Can I go?" And I swear to God, when I said that, he looked at me like, in his mind, he's going, "See, when can I do a killing?" He's gonna. That's what I'm thinking now in hindsight. And I knew immediately I shouldn't have asked him. And he goes, "Yeah, okay, sure." But it was so uncomfortable. I knew. I was like, he doesn't want me to go.
Yeah.
So if he was a friend, it would be like no problem. But I was like, this is OJ. I'm just this pool boy. No,
he was such a legit star.
I don't know where we're going. I don't know it's McDonald's.
That's hilarious.
I'm just in his Bentley, and he's driving around, and it ends up being a McDonald's, which I don't even eat. And I could get chicken. So I got my chicken sandwich. He got like 2 quarter pounders, and he ate. His hands are like that big. He just ate it. So I waited. I didn't want to eat in the limo. That was the big thing. Did he? Marshall Clark said, "Did he seem excited to be with you?" And I said, "Well, wouldn't you?" So
So
I go after McDonald's. I still have my food. He still got his food, and I walk to the driveway. I go to his door, like we're going to eat in his kitchen, and I turn around. He's still 25 feet away at his door. Like, where are you going? Like, you're not coming in. So in my head, I'm going, that's so weird. What's he doing?
Yeah.
So I went, I'll eat in my room. That was it.
That was it.
That was it.
Now, after the murders, was he living at that house still?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And were you living in your place still?
I lived there, and I moved out the next day.
Okay.
Bet your ass you did.
When I was at with the cops for 8 hours, I was there in the rooms like you see.
Because the media must have been crazy. I mean, you had to get out of there.
This will be the template for any trial. It was insanity. This will be the template for any trial. It was insanity. I'm not even putting it in perspective. When I did an event, this is after like the popularity of what the media can do. I'd go to I went to a mall in Terre Haute, Indiana. 12,000 people in this mall showed up for like the autographs. I'm going, oh my God, it's because 12,000 in a mall. And then I was invited
to get your autograph.
To get an autograph.
Fucking nuts.
It was craziness. And
that was
like a rock star kind of signing stuff, but I knew the way I was really raised. I think the correct way with my parents, like don't you dare sign boobs or anything like that. Yeah.
Signing knives and shit.
Well, you handled
At least don't sign your mom's
but Kato,
boobs.
you handled it well.
You seem all right.
You never lost.
You seem all right.
You never lost your. You never lost yourself. You never lost your.
And never. And
you were always a sweetheart.
I never ever. People would come up and go, if you like doctors, if you need a psychologist, let me know. And no, I just call my family or my best friends are still my best friends from high school are still my best friends today.
Yes, that says a lot about
I hope
you.
they graduate. No, but seriously, there's just when you have friends, they keep you humble no matter what.
They do.
They'll tell you that.
What a strange. It was the beginning in a way of like. I don't think that would have. I think with today's atomized sort of attention span, but back then.
No, you can do it. The Johnny Depp trial was broadcasted.
No, that's for sure. That's for sure.
You can say it just has to be that special.
Yeah.
You have, like this was the perfect storm because you have a celebrity.
It actually might have been just as intense, huh?
100%.
More so.
If he did it today, it'd be everywhere.
Black and white, a celebrity. It's the whole everything happened.
Pretty white girl.
Quite literally black and white too.
Yeah, and it just. Look,
but OJ's defense did a brilliant job using the sensation of the Rodney King stuff and bring it to this and make it about race.
Totally.
And so then it becomes polarizing.
They
He's
knew
a superstar.
how to read a jury.
Yes.
He knew, Kato knew exactly
brilliant.
how to plant the reasonable doubt. They knew how to make, Dennis Fong was the DNA expert for the prosecution. He did such a bad job that he's shaking hands after his testimony's over with the defense.
Yes.
Like, you guys are really good.
Wow. So when you were talking to these hardened, experienced detectives,
like Mark Furman, he gets a lot of shit. Yeah. He was a badass man.
Yeah,
Mark Furman's no joke.
Detective. It planned his life changed forever. I don't know why he didn't say yes. Of course, he's the N-word. He's working. With the documentary that Jeffrey Toobin said that he found out he wanted to get his retirement early because he couldn't stand the crime, and they show that he used the N-word. So I don't know why he just say yes.
Well, guys like that have to deal with some of the worst, right?
How do you bring it home, right?
Heartbreak, children crying, all that awful stuff.
Highest divorce rate. I mean, it's tough being a cop or detective. It's just
and tough. Then he becomes the scapegoat. He became the focal point of this entire thing.
So his life got pretty jumbled up.
Yeah, well, he wrote best-selling books, and I think he's okay. But if on this Netflix special, it's just he admits I'm the scapegoat. My life has changed.
And he goes, they go, how do you feel about people call you racist? He goes, I have to accept that. He goes, there's nothing I can do to change that. On my tombstone, it will say Mark Furman, the racist cop. He goes, there's nothing I can do now.
Mine's going to say your 15 minutes are up. Anyways. Big job.